Greyhound View, we visit trainer Dolores Ruth to view her 5 hopefuls for this year. We review the semi-finals of the Guinness Trophy from Cork and the Tote Gold Cup from Shelbourne Park, plus a look at the newly serviced track at Curraheen Park. But first we head to Harold's Cross. Of the Track Bookmakers 575 took place at Harold's Cross last Friday evening. Canute in Trap 6 was the 2-1 favourite. Ian Fortune takes us through the lineup.
The runners now on parade for the final of the Track Bookmakers 575. In one, Plucky Customer, trained by Paul Hennessy for Andrew Keller in Cork, a son of trade official and Act Wisey, one of 2 Paul Hennessy runners, ideally drawn in the red. 2 is Unsinkable Jewels, owned and trained by James Green and Down. This is a daughter of Prince of Tinra and First Dollar. She's won 9 of 42 starts. She was a shock winner in semi-finals. She'll be a shock winner here. In 3, Tyra Bello, the second of the Paul Hennessy runners. This one owned by PJ Fahy in Galway, a son of Spar Nikita and Loughlin Lady, a highly consistent performer and the one to beat. In 4, Single Melody, trained by the legendary punter Larry Dunn and owned by Cathal Monowela Jr. in Meath. This is a daughter of Spar Nikita and Chica Chuita. She's a wide runner. In 5, Ballyho Kinko, trained by Mal Thomas for Cathy McCarthy, a son of trade official and Picture Palace, the complete outsider of the lineup. And 6, Canute, trained by Johnny Donoghue for the Joint Look Syndicate in Wexford, a son of Thomas the Best and any chewing gum, possesses brilliant pace and could go close. The hair up behind traps, and away they go. And first to show is number 4, Single Melody, but number 3 now, Tyra Bello also there. They're neck and neck into the opening corner. Single Melody leads from number 6, Canute, around the opening corner. It's Plucky Customer now that takes up the running. In second, number 2, Unsinkable Jewels. On the wide outside is Single Melody, with number 3, Tyra Bello, also there. But down the far side, it's 1, Plucky Customer that leads. Here comes Tyra Bello with a strong challenge. In third spot is Single Melody, around the final 2 corners. And Tyra Bello strikes the front on the inside from Plucky Customer. In third, number 2, Unsinkable Jewels, with number 6, Canute. But up the home straight, and Tyra Bello wins it. Second, number 1, Plucky Customer. And third, number 6, Canute, the winning time, 31.58. The result of the Track Bookmakers 575, first was number 3, Tyra Bello, second number 1, Plucky Customer, and third number 6, Canute, the winning time, 31.58.
We've had great enjoyment now for the last 2 years. He's been in a Ledger final, he's been in a Derby final, he was in the final of the Connacht Derby, and he was in the final of the Bernard Barry. And tonight is his 5th final, and his first one to win, and I'm absolutely delighted for him. He really deserves to win tonight.
And Paul, where are you going to go with Tyro after this?
Anywhere where there's open racing, really, Stella. It doesn't really matter. He's a good open class greyhound, plenty of fun. I mean, he took to this track really well. He had a lot of running to do tonight now, in fairness to him. And you know, for a dog that's on the go a good while, you just look up the calendar or wherever the next open competition is. We don't really plan anything.
What about the Derby?
That doesn't happen until next September. And I'd say I'll have about 10 or 12 races ran between now and then at least. But like, I mean, we've no really strict plans for him. Maybe the Connacht Derby, PJ would love to win that back in his own home with the new track in Galway and all, but we'll just take it as it comes.
Based in Rathangan in County Kildare, trainer Dolores Ruth is looking forward to the year ahead and hopes to have as much, if not more, success than last year. We asked her to pick 5 of her hopefuls for this year.
Rummy lad, I'm going to go for the Tote Gold Cup with him. He's come back very strong after his winter's break. He's a little bit heavy, but we've given him a couple of sprints and he's gone very well. So we'll be hoping for his progress throughout the Tote Gold Cup. I think he's got a little bit more mature this year, and he's a dog that can stay 575. He has won over 550 and 525. So he's a very strong running type of dog. He's great early pace. With that combination, I think he'll do very well this year. Lid Pal Sammy, well, he's one of my old favourites. He's one of the old stages, and he always puts up a great performance in all his races. He was in the final of the Tote Gold Cup last year and unfortunately got injured later on. But I think he's come back as good as ever this year. He's very strong in himself, and he's a very genuine type of dog. He's great heart, and I think that we'll go for the Easter Cup with him. Ellen's Jaguar is one of my real dark horses. She's only had one race last week. She's terrifically well bred. I think she's great pace. She's very unknown at this stage, but I think you'll hear a lot more about her. She's a lot of pace. She has a little bit of early pace, but great backstraight pace, and comes home very strong. She'll be one for the Produce Stakes if I can get a couple of more races into her. But I think she has what it takes to go on and do herself a little bit of justice this year. My next one is what I think is a smashing bitch. She's a big bitch, 68 pound in weight. She's actually by Kilcraig Mini, who would be the Mini's dam line. She's great attitude towards her racing. She's ran 6 times in Shelbourne Park. She's won a couple of her races and has raced 7 times altogether, but she's never been out of the frame. And I think she has what it takes to go on and win a big stake. She's great pace. She's a very strong running type of bitch, and she's great track craft. I have a younger type of dogs in the likes of Lemon Rambo, who I have only just got him in the last couple of weeks, but it's starting to settle in. We ran him in the Tote Gold Cup, but I'm only getting to know the dog now, and he's only getting to know me, and he was in need of the run, and I think there'll be a lot more to come from him. So I think later on he'll do very well in the Easter Cup or perhaps even the Scottish Derby. They're a lovely bunch of dogs. They've a great attitude towards the racing, and I'm hoping for a very good year with them. We're hoping to continue on the trend of winning some nice big stakes, but I'm looking to win the Oaks and looking to win it very shortly because it's the only classic that we haven't picked up yet.
One of the major stakes held at Curraheen Park in Cork is the Guinness Trophy, with a value of €8,000 to the winner, plus a much-coveted trophy. Mal Keaveney takes up the commentary on the 2002 Guinness Trophy Final.
As the here comes towards the traps, and they're racing not very often, gets a good break in that orange jacket and leads into the opening bend. Scrum Down has moved into second, running wide. It's Carlo Gamble in front. It's not very often now being seriously challenged by Scrum Down. Carlo Gamble is on the outside. They're closely bunched at that third bend. Still in front. It's not very often. And off the final bend, it's not very often, and racing towards the finish. Rise Quest is there, but not very often wins the Guinness Trophy.
The outsider, not very often, won the final in great style for the Make a Line Syndicate. This race, always a hugely popular event, was first run in 1964. The trophy was originally presented at the old horse racing track in Cork, when it was known as the Pegasus Cup. From there, it ended up in a jewellery shop. The area manager for Guinness in Cork bought the trophy and presented it to Curraheen Park for this particular race. The 2003 semi-finals of the Guinness Trophy took place last weekend. The 3 heats, including top-class dogs such as Tamna Rose, Confident Choice, One Tiger, to name but a few. Mal Keaveney takes up the commentary.
Dogs are in traps now for the first semi-final. In 1, Nod Mag. Slow to the bar is in 2. 3, Tom's Mixture. 4, Ballymac Bargain. 5 is Confident Choice. And 6, Knock Bill. Here comes towards traps in this, the opening semi-final, and they're out, and well away is the favourite Confident Choice, but down the centre it's Ballymac Bargain that will lead into the opening turn. On the rails it's Nod Mac. The favourite is in second right now, that's Confident Choice, but out front we have Ballymac Bargain, in front by a length from Nod Mac. The favourite in a spot of bother, that's Confident Choice, now moving from third into second, but still out front is the bitch, Ballymac Bargain. They swing the final bend, and up towards the finish, it's Ballymac Bargain who's going to hold on, and Confident Choice will join her in the final. Well, qualifying for next weekend's final, we have Ballymac Bargain, the winner, and in second, Confident Choice. In third, Nod Mac, the winning time, 28.56. Dogs are loaded now for this, the second semi-final. In 1, Shinna Wilberti. 2, Dilemma D. In 3, Tamna Rose. Killahan Tinra runs from 4. In 5, Lemon Rebel. And 6, it's Castleborough Katie. 6, Castle Boro Katie is the favourite. Here comes towards Traps, and Castle Boro Katie's out, well, as indeed is Tamna Rose, and it's Tamna Rose that will lead into that opening bend. There's a lot of trouble there, 4 and 5 knocked out of it. Up front it's the white jacket of Tamna Rose that goes on now. Tamna Rose, the leader from Dilemma D. This moves into second. Shinna Wilberti is in 3. At the second bend from home, they swing the turn now, and it's Tamna Rose out front by a couple of lengths off that final turn and going towards the line. It's going to be an easy win here for Tamna Rose, close for second, but Shinna Wilberti looks to have secured second spot. The winner of the second semi-final, Tamna Rose, second Shinna Wilberti, and third Dilemma D. The winning time quite fast, 28:38. Bringlehouse does not run from box 2, which leaves us with 1 Chelsea Charmer, 3 Lightning Rocky, 4 Hushman, 1 Tiger is in 5, and 6 Anamore Billy. The punters won't hear of defeat about Anamore Billy from box 6, and he's out smart. He's out very smart indeed. Down the centre though, it's Lightning Rocky that shows them the lead into that opening bend, followed by Anamore Billy running wide. Hushman moves into third. On the rails behind is 1 Tiger. Out front it's Lightning Rocky. Anamore Billy is demoted now to third, being challenged all the time by Hushman. Out front it's Lightning Rocky, and Lightning Rocky will lead off the final bend. 1 Tiger's beginning to put in a challenge as well up towards the line. 1 Tiger has won it, and it's very close for second. So no place in next weekend's final for Anamore Billy. This semi-final won by 1 Tiger, second Lightning Rocky, and third Hushman. The winning time 28:57. And the trap draw for next Saturday night's final here in Cork is in 1 Tiger, 2 Tamna Rose, 3 Shinna Wilberti, in 4 Ballymac Bargain. Lightning Rocky will run from box 5, and 6 Confidence Choice.
In part 2, we head to Curraheen Park to see how work on the track is going, plus the semi-finals of the Tote Gold Cup from Shelbourne Park. It was only recently that the official opening took place of Curraheen Park's great new indoor facilities. Now it's the turn of the track to receive improvements. During the week, we popped down to Waterford to see work in progress.
Having completed all our internal work on the main stand and the improvements that we've done there and the new development, it's time to look after our dogs. We turned our attention to the racing surface and that, which needed some maintenance. It's 6 years since the track was put in, and that we have to look after our core product, which is the Greyhound. And in order to do that, we had to recamber the third and fourth bend, and I must say that we're absolutely thrilled with the way it's after turning out. That the Smiths have done a marvellous job on it, and that it has made a vast improvement to the surface on the track.
The first thing we had to do was remove the existing silica sand off the surface, and we reclaimed that sand to reuse again on the new surface. What we had to do then was recamber the drainage stone and lift the hair rail up and reposition the hair rail at the right height around the third and fourth bend, which we did, and then re-stoned it to the correct level, and then replaced the silica sand on top and graded it off to the level that it's got to be, the new camber level. We only had to raise the third and fourth bend up. The rest of the track was fairly good, so all we done then was we just moved the sand from the inside of the track to the outside, just maintaining the camber and general maintenance of the sand while we're here, just all around the track, just keep it all consistent.
In order to facilitate the ongoing work on the track, racing was cancelled for 3 nights, but resumed last Saturday, for business as usual.
Shelbourne Park is alive this evening for the semi-finals of the Tote Gold Cup, worth €30,000 to the winner. It's the first of the real big competitions of the year. Drew Pisagasi, the hot favourite for outright glory, he runs in the opening heat. Let's take a look at the runners. In 1, Snowy Joe, owned and trained by Larry Dunn and Loud, the son of Staples Joe and Cozy Feet, goes up strongly, well drawn, but facing a tough task. In 2 we have Simply Vintage, trained by Reggie Roberts. This daughter of Vintage Prince and Simply Free is owned by Anne Greaves and Susan Griffiths. She's looked a real star since coming from England. She could play a part. 3 is Business Success, a strong running son of Glideway Flash and Anamore Chick, trained by Johnny Dunhu for the Joint Look Syndicate, facing a tricky draw and needs a bit of luck. In 4, Prices Rebel, one of Ireland's leading stars, trained by Paul Hennessy for Kathleen Murphy in the Cayman Islands, a son of Stapler's Joe and Tina's Beauty. This the reigning Scottish Derby champion. He's also the track record holder here at Shelbourne Park. He's available at big prices. He could be value. 5, the sensational Droopy's Agassi, trained by Owen McKenna for David Miles. This the son of top honcho Droopy Sherrill. Really flies to the turn, tends to run a bit wide, but he is the one to beat. And 6 is Moby Gamble. This son of Sparnakeet and Chica Chuita, trained by the legendary punter Larry Dunn, owned by Cathal Monowela Jr. in Meath. He possesses brilliant pace. Watch him catapult around the second corner, though his slow starting may cost him. Well, the hare on the way for the opening semi-final of the Tote Gold Cup. In 1, Snowy Joey. 2, Simply Vintage. In 3, Business Success. 4, the reigning Scottish champ, Prices Rebel. In 5, Droopy's Agassi, the hot favourite. And 6, Moby Gamble. The break is going to be all important in this one. The hare up behind traps. And away they go. And first to show is Droopy's Agassi. Also fast in the stride. Number 1, Snowy Joey. In 3rd spot, Prices Rebel. Then we have Simply Vintage and Moby Gamble on the outside. But around the second corner, it's Droopy's Agassi running very wide at this point. Here comes number 4, Prices Rebel on the inside. With number 2, Simply Vintage. But down the far side, it's number 5, Droopy's Agassi that leads. Prices Rebel in 2nd spot and running strongly. Back in 3rd, Snowy Joey running a hell of a race. Further back to Moby Gamble is in top stride. But number 4, Prices Rebel now strikes the front off the last corner. He was available at 8-1. That's some price. Prices Rebel is back to his best. 2nd, Droopy's Agassi. 3rd, number 1, Snowy Joey. The winning time, 28.70 run. But what a run from number 4, Prices Rebel. And the results of the opening semi-final, trap number 4, Prices Rebel, the reigning Scottish Derby champion, returning to winning ways. 2nd, number 5, Droopy's Agassi. And 3rd, number 1, Snowy Joey. The winning time, 28.71. The runners now going on parade for the 2nd semi-final of the Tote Gold Cup. The hot favourite here, number 1, Clover here. He's the first one we're going to see. Racing from trap 1, this son of Vintage Prince and Colleen Deanish, trained by Michael O'Donovan for Mick O'Donnell in Kildare. 9 wins from 15 starts, possesses brilliant early pace, and the hot favourite. In trap 2, Vanny Bird. This one trained by Paul Hennessy, bidding to give the Gowran-based handler a double. This, a daughter of Iman and Blonde Returns, owned by Nicky Kenny and Orr Riches in Dublin. She'll be flying at the finish. In 3, Live Pal Sammy, 3rd in this competition last year, trained by Dolores Ruth for Norman Nelms in England, a strong running son of Tom's the Best and Live Pal Mary, but needs a good start. In 4, Rummy Lad, trained by Dolores Ruth for Sheila Dowling, this fine son of Come On Ranger and Redwood Sarah, the Waterford Masters winner last year. In 5, Jet Tank, trained by Mary Gilbert for the New Tank Syndicate in Mayo, a son of Kilmess and Jet, Noldin Baba, rapidly improving, nearly caused a shock in the quarter-finals. And 6, Olden Times. This son of Staples Joe and Newbridge Girls, trained by Reggie Roberts for Noel Ryan, one of the country's leading performers, ideally drawn the stripes. Expect a bold showing from him. And the hare now running for the 2nd semi-final. In 1, Clover Hare, the favourite. 2 is Vanny Bird. In 3, Light Pal Sammy. 4, Rummy Lad. 5 is Jet Tank. And 6, Olden Times. The favourite once again running from trap 1. That's Clover Hare. The hare coming around the final turn, up behind the traps, and away they go. And first to show is trap number 1 on the inside, Clover Hare. Going up well in 2nd is Rummy Lad. Back in 3rd, number 5, Jet Tank. Then number 3, Light Pal Sammy, with number 6, Olden Times in trouble. But out front it's number 1, Clover Hare. The hot favourite leads by about 3 lengths to number 5, Jet Tank, who's moving strongly in 2nd. Back in 3rd, Rummy Lad. Further back to number 3, Light Pal Sammy. Number 6, Olden Times in trouble. But out front, still number 1, Clover Hare. 4 lengths clear, 5 lengths clear. Turning for home, Clover Hare has this one in the bag. Jet Tank still running strongly. Back in 3rd, Rummy Lad. Olden Times looks like qualifying in 3rd. Up to the line, and number 1, Clover Hare wins it. Olden Times ran very well to qualify. It is close for 2nd between himself and number 4, Rummy Lad. The winning time, a very fast 28.52. The result of the 2nd semi-final, 1, Clover Hare, an impressive winner. 2nd, number 6, Olden Times, and 3rd, number 4, Rummy Lad. The winning time, 28.52.
Now for something a little different. We're going to take a look back at those 2 semis side by side to compare the difference in running and the times.
At the traps you can see both Clover Hare and Droopy's Agassi very fast into the stride. Clover Hare marginally faster with a 1.90 second split, while Droopy's Agassi 1.93. That equates to about half a length. Out of the second corner though, Droopy's Agassi running very wide, where you can see Clover Hare hugging the rails down the back straight. But into the 3rd corner, Prices Rebel is really closing on Droopy's Agassi. He's still running wide, while Clover Hare running very tightly on the rails. But just look here at the final corner, and Clover Hare moving right across the track, while Droopy's Agassi, a confirmed wide runner, moving inwards. But there you see Cloverhair, 28.52, a blistering time. He's a dead railer, he's a fast trapper, and he's going to go very close in the final. In the opening semi-final, Priceless Rebel stayed on the best to beat number 5 Droopy Zagsy. 19 spots in the difference between the opening semi-final and the second semi-final. That equates to 2.5 lengths. Patricia Griffin of the Tote made the trap draw following the second semi-final and has resulted as follows. In 1, Snowy Joey. Trap 2, Clover Hare. In 3, Rummy Lad. 4's Priceless Rebel. 5, Olden Times. And 6, Droopy Zagsy. It should be a cracking final. Number 2, Clover Hare, sure to have plenty of support, but don't rule out Droopy Zagsy, Priceless Rebel, and of course, Olden Times.
Delighted with trap 1. It needs the inside, and with a bit of luck, he might blow out and he might get the bend with a bit of luck. 2 is a very, very fast dog to the bend. Priceless Rebel's a smashing dog. It's a fantastic final. 5 and 6, Reggie Roberts, obviously respect. Owen McKenna's dog didn't do much wrong tonight. So we'll see what happens. We'll hope for the best. We need a miracle.
Well, I am sure you know what I mean. He's got good early, like. I think he's got the miles or something to beat, like. But anyway, I'm happy enough with it.
He's running well. He's in great order, and if he can trap out fast, he is a dog with great early pace. And I just think if he can trap out that bit quicker, he's there with a good chance.
He broke the track record over trap 4 here last year. That's all good I can say about the dog. Actually, he's a dead bang railer. He wants trap 1, but it's nice to have him back, coming back near his best. I mean, he's a good dog. He's a favourite in our place. He won the Scottish Derby last year, a high-class greyhound, and he's actually coming back from the previous year's Puppy Derby. So I mean, it was a long year last year with bits and pieces of injuries, and if you sound again after tonight's run, he should give a good account of himself next Saturday night.
Well, he has to run over 5. I'd rather he was in the middle, but he's once he's in the final, it's a very, very top-class race. But to be in the final is terrific, and if he runs up to scratch, he'll be thereabouts.
Yeah, the trap draw is good. 2 wide seeds, 5 or 6. Don't think it makes much difference to him really, but he's a good breaker. Done it right tonight out of the box, went to the bend well, but to me the track was unraceable. I think a bit tonight. It was very hard before racing, and like to say, it's good for one, it's good for them all. Like, but I don't think that's the way tonight. Like, it didn't suit wide seeds.
Looking ahead to the fixtures now, and on Thursday at Shelbourne Park, it's the first round of the 29-second Puppy Stake. Then on Friday at Harold's Cross, it's the semi-finals of the Track Bookmakers Dual Distance, and also the final of the Track Bookmakers Stairs Dual Distance. At Shelbourne Park on Saturday, it's the final of the Shelbourne €50,000 Tote Gold Cup, and at Cork, it's the final of the Guinness Trophy 2003. Next week, it's all about finals. We'll have the very best of the action from Curraheen Park in Cork, and of course, the Tote Gold Cup from Shelbourne Park.